Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Janila, the person behind Crafty Crochet Castle, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to crochet the Gerbera Daisy Granny Square. You can crochet these granny squares in all sorts of colors. This tutorial is beginner friendly, and so let's get started working on our project. To crochet this granny square, all you need is yarn in 4 colors. I'm using 100% acrylic worsted weight yarn here in white, pink, green and tan, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook along with this. You can use any yarn for your project and choose a hook that is recommended for your yarn weight. You would also need scissors and yarn needle. The details of these materials are in the description box below. Now let us start working on the pattern. We'll be doing a magic circle first. If you prefer not to work with a magic circle, you can do chain 4, join with a slip stitch to form a ring, and then work your round 1 stitches inside the ring. Now let me show you how to do a magic circle. To do a magic circle, hold your yarn like this and wrap it around your 2 fingers and cross it over at the point where the yarn meets. Next, pinch at this point and take this little loop out. Now insert your hook inside the little loop, yarn over and bring a loop. This yarn is from the skein. Now hold everything in place and make sure the loop on the hook is not too loose or not too tight, and then yarn over and bring a loop. So there we have made our magic circle. This ring is adjustable and we'll be working our round 1 stitches in these 2 strands of yarn over here. For round 1, I will be doing 12 single crochet inside the ring. To do a single crochet, I'll insert my hook inside the ring, yarn over and bring a loop. So now there are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. This is 1 single crochet. Now I'll be doing 11 more single crochets here so that we have a total of 12 single crochets for round 1. So here I have crocheted 12 single crochet for round 1. If at any point you would like to count the total number of stitches, turn your project to the top and you will see stitches over here that is in the shape of V. Each V is 1 stitch. So once when you've done your number of stitches, hold the stitches in one hand and grab the magic circle tail in the other, and then gradually pull the tail. See how the opening is getting smaller and smaller, and once when you pull it tight, it will close completely. So once when we do that, we can join with a slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet that we did. To do a slip stitch, I'll insert my hook inside the very first single crochet. I will yarn over, bring a loop through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. So there we have completed round 1. We have a little circle over here. Now we can fasten off our yarn. To fasten off, leave a tail and trim the yarn. And then you can yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook all the way through and tighten this up. This is round 1. Let's crochet round 2. For round 2, I'm using a pink yarn over here. I'm going to join this pink yarn with a slip stitch to any stitch of round 1. To do so, we'll be inserting on top of the V of our stitches over here, and then I'm going to hold my yarn in front of our project like this. Now I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch. And then I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook, and once when you do that, you can grab the tail and tighten this up. Now we'll be working on a repeat pattern for round 2, that is chain 11. To do a chain, I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have made 1 chain. I'll make 10 more chains here, so we have a total of 11 chains. So once when we have a total of 11 chains, I will be joining with a slip stitch in the next stitch of the round. So I'll be inserting my hook inside the next stitch, and I will do a slip stitch to join the chains over here. So this is 1 petal, and this is the repeat pattern for the remaining stitches of the round. The repeat pattern is chain 11. Join with a slip stitch in the next stitch. So I'll be repeating this pattern all the way around till I'm at the last stitch over here, and I will meet you after I crochet 12 petals for round 2. This is how our project will look after completing the repeat pattern, and we have 12 petals over here. At this point we can fasten off our pink yarn. Now let's crochet round 3. For this round I'm using green color yarn over here. We'll be joining the green yarn with a slip stitch to any petal over here. So take your project, insert your hook inside the chain 11 space or inside the petal like this, and then we'll join this yarn with a slip stitch. And we can do chain 3. Now let's work on the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is a slip stitch inside the next chain 11 space, followed by chain 3. I'll be repeating this pattern all the way around so that we form a circle on top of our flower over here. And once when we complete the repeat pattern, I'll be joining with a slip stitch on top of our very first slip stitch over here. And this is how the project will look at the end of round 3. Now let's work on round 4. We'll be working with our green yarn itself. So for the round, I will do a slip stitch inside the next chain 3 space. So I will insert my hook inside the space and I will do a slip stitch over here. And then I will do chain 3. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet in the double crochet cluster. Now I will be doing 2 double crochet cluster in this space. To do so, I will yarn over, insert my hook inside the space, yarn over and bring a loop. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. I'll yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Now I have 2 loops remaining on the hook. I will yarn over, insert my hook inside the space, yarn over and bring a loop. Now we have a total of 4 loops on the hook. I'll yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. We have 3 loops remaining here. I'll yarn over and pull through the next 3 loops. So there we have made double crochet cluster over here. Since the initial chain 3 counts as a double crochet, we can call this as a 3 double crochet cluster. Now I will do chain 4 over here. And then I will be working another 3 double crochet cluster inside the same space. To do so, I will yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over and bring a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook. I will yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. We'll have 2 loops remaining. Yarn over again, insert your hook, yarn over and bring a loop. We have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. We have 3 loops remaining. I will yarn over, insert my hook inside the same space again and yarn over and bring a loop. We have a total of 5 loops on the hook. Now I will yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. We have 4 loops remaining. I'll yarn over and pull through all 4 loops at once. This is the proper 3 double crochet cluster. So we have 2 sets of 3 double crochet cluster in the same space and it is separated by chain 4. Now I will do chain 3 and I will do a slip stitch in the next chain 3 space. I will do chain 3 again and I will do a slip stitch in the next chain 3 space. Now I will do chain 3 again, and now we'll be working on the repeat pattern over here. This is one side. Now let's work on the repeat pattern. The repeat pattern is 3 double crochet cluster in the next space, followed by chain 4 and another 3 double crochet cluster in the same space. And chain 3, a slip stitch inside the next space, chain 3, slip stitch inside the next space, chain 3. This is the end of our repeat pattern over here. So now we have 2 sides over here. I'll be repeating this repeat pattern 2 more times for this pattern. And this will be the last repeat over here. Once when we are done with the repeat pattern, I'll be joining with a slip stitch on top of our first double crochet cluster over here. So make sure to leave the chain 3 and find the top of our cluster and insert your hook in there and do your slip stitch. So this is how our project will look at the end of round 4. We would have formed a square over here. Once when we finish that, we can fasten off our green yarn over here. Now let's work on the last round for this granny square, which is round 5. For that, I'm using a tan yarn here. I'll be joining this tan yarn in any of the chain 4 space. This chain 4 space is the space between 2 double crochet clusters. So make sure the right side of the project is facing up, and then you can join your yarn with a slip stitch inside the chain 4 space. So once when we do that, I'm going to do chain 3. This counts as a double crochet. Now I'm going to do 2 double crochet inside the same space. To do a double crochet, yarn over and insert your hook inside the stitch, yarn over and bring a loop. Now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We have 2 loops remaining, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. Followed by chain 3 and another set of 3 double crochets inside the same space. And I will do chain 1 here. Now I will do 3 double crochet inside the next chain 3 space, that is the space over here. Followed by chain 1 and another 3 double crochet inside the next space over here. Followed by chain 1 and another set of 3 double crochet inside the chain 3 space over here. And chain 1. Now we'll be back to the corner of our square over here, that is the chain 4 space between 2 double crochet clusters. I'll be starting the repeat pattern from this point. The repeat pattern is 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, followed by chain 1. Now I'll be doing 3 double crochet in the next chain 3 space here, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next chain 3 space here, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next chain 3 space, followed by chain 1. So this marks the end of the repeat pattern. So we have formed another side over here. Now I'll be repeating this pattern 2 more times over here, and I'll meet you when I complete the repeat pattern. Here I have completed the repeat pattern and it has ended with a chain 1. Now I will join with a slip stitch on top of our initial chain 3 over here. And then we can fasten off over here. So there we have completed our project. Now let me show you how to weave in the tails on the wrong side. To do so, make sure to turn your project to the wrong side, and we have a bunch of tails over here. So first let me show you how to close the magic circle tail. So make sure to grab your yarn needle and thread the tail in it. To prevent this magic circle tail from opening up, make sure to pull the tail so the circle is as tight as possible, and then we can make a knot on the loops in the wrong side. So now the magic circle is completely closed. Now let me show you how to weave in the tail. To weave in the tail, I'm going to insert my needle through the loops present in the wrong side. You can grab any set of loops over here. Since this project is worked in a round, I'm going to insert my needle through the loops in the round over here. Make sure to use only the loops on the wrong side, and once when you have covered enough direction in one side, you can turn your project, and this time you can weave it in the opposite direction, grabbing a different set of loops. Once when you think you have weaved in enough, make sure to take your needle out. Stretch the piece so that the project has not lost its shape because we've pulled it too tight, and then you can trim the yarn over here. So there I have weaved in the tail in the wrong side. In the same manner, I will weave in all the other tails, and I will meet you once when I complete this square. This is how the project looks after weaving in all the tails, and this is the wrong side. And this is the right side. I always recommend to iron or to block your granny squares. I hope you enjoy crocheting this along with me. Please show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.